Yo, 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 anyone out there? Hello, hello. Someone say hello in the chat. Thank you. There we go. That's better. Alrighty, guys, welcome. Apologies for the late start as always on Tuesday, but nonetheless, I am here. So, hope you guys are doing well. Doesn't look like I missed out much, to be honest. GJ's made a bit of a move just now. To be honest, not the type of move I probably would take either way. Don't like the strength of that candle prior to an entry. Plus this candle had no upper wick, so for me, probably wouldn't be an entry. I'd take it either way. So doesn't look like I missed out on anything personally. Nonetheless, I hope you guys are doing well. We will analyze obviously GJ, gold, GU, and NAS at some point. For me, no trades yet this week. Did not trade after the stream. Just did the analysis update video, but did not bother watching the charts at all. So, but good to see analysis played out as per. If I just put the previous levels back in, did reject this level, which I did mention in the update video if anyone did watch it. So good to see levels playing out and the analysis correct. Doesn't mean you always get involved in a trade. But anyway, guys, without further ado, I want to get this all done prior to London Open. So we'll start with GJ and we'll look at the weekly time frame once again. Again, just a heavy area consolidation on the weekly time frame. Long wicks in either direction, respecting previous level of resistance here to the left, but rejecting a respecting the resistance as support to the left, but rejecting the highs, the resistance to the upside. So very difficult to know what to make of the weekly time frame. We do have a higher low, lower high so far inside bar candle. We did approach low of that previous weekly candle, but have so far respected it. Onto the daily time frame. Once again, tapped into that support yesterday. Bounced only to bounce off it, closing back a doji candle, incision candle. So that would normally suggest we begin to break above the high of it and we're likely to head up. And if we begin to break below low of it, we'll likely head down. But if you're looking to the left, below low of the previous daily candle, you're running into another support above the high of the previous daily candle. Maybe more scope for a potential move to the upside. But we'll see once we go down to the 4 hour. Not going to mark in any levels just yet, but I feel it could possibly be options above the current daily candle's high and potentially below the current daily candle's low. Now, structurally, we do remain bullish onto the 4 hour, and we do remain bullish on the 4 hour as well from, again, this big move from back in March. So bullish on the 4 hour, bullish on the daily, with the weekly as well at this point. So looking at buys at this stage, however, the 4 hours just created a lower high on the pullback, bouncing off the support from yesterday, and we're just broken a low of the previous candle. So that would suggest counter probabilities there is further potential for a move to the downside. So I'm just going to mark in the current daily candle's low, which is the previous the current 4 hour candle's low. Below it looks like we may have some room for a move to the downside. I'm going to mark in the most recent resistance. I'll include that bullish candle wick for the time being, and I'll see if I can adjust it once I go down to the M30 time frame. Just gonna mark in the lows, the most recent support in the 4 hour. So there's our range between 191.360 roughly to 190.3. So we are bullish in structure on the 4 hour, but trending to the downside. M30, we do remain bearish in the M30. So that's the only time frame at this point that is actually bearish. We did flip it yesterday. So the bias is still to the upside. Now, for me, what I would prefer, seeing we have made a move to the downside, created a low, you could argue, pulled up, respected this resistance I marked in yesterday. We have since remained below, creating a lower low at this point here. So now it's a matter of, are we going to pull back to create and potentially retest this zone again, only to reject? If that is to be the case, then I'd definitely be looking for my sell options from below, really 191.30 to be honest, really anywhere below, but I'll just put back below that resistance. But what we could do just now, it looks like we're popping back up. So we've got 20 minutes left of this candle, and then we may have a zone marked in just at the current daily candle's low. That is to be the case. If we are to continue to the upside after creating this lower low, then we really have no need to break that support. If you are to the left of it, we have some very clean traffic to the left of it, and we are likely going to head back down towards that 4 hour level around that 190.50. So for me, I'm going to put potential sales below the current daily candle's low upon continuation. Buys above the resistance here, 191.360. You could almost argue it's flipped the structure at that point there. It's not a two-candle pullback, but it does resemble a swing, if you ask me. So I would argue it does flip back bullish at this point. And at that point there, you can say we're bouncing off that 4-hour support. We created a higher low in this case and a higher high. That is to be the case. So I'd be waiting for closures above just now, above that 191.370 roughly for the buys. Obviously for buy options, if we do form a little bit of support, form a little bit of structure above that 190.50 psychological round number, we bounced off it quite a few times. So we do pull back down to lows of the range. I'm just going to be looking for my signals in price action to potentially start considering buy options. That is GJ, guys. So right now I'm just waiting for the open, see where we're at. I prefer the sells at where we currently at. Doesn't mean not at current level, I mean, but in the area of the range we're currently sitting within, I'd rather look for sell options. So that is probably what I'll be waiting for at this stage. In the meantime, I will have a look at the gold. Just make sure to get the stream a like too, guys, if you have not already done so. Much appreciated. All right, on to have a look at the gold. So wow, been in a big downward trend of since last week, hasn't it? Big turn for the books on gold. So it's likely flipped some structure as well. I'm assuming it may have flipped the 4-hour. All right, looking at the weekly. So I would now consider this to be a strong bearish candle. We are golfing the low of that previous candle. We have a lower high, lower low. I said it yesterday. Everyone's going to be calling for the upper wick to be created. Doesn't necessarily need to create an upper wick. I always say it, guys. You hear me say it. And how many times is it correct? We have a strong push in the first day's candle, and it's a really strong closure. Within it, what we've likely done is form levels, will retrace to certain levels, only to be met by resistance to head back down to create lower lows. We're doing the same right now. So we've broken the low of that previous daily candle as well, lower high, lower low. Once again, yes, there's a possibility it could eventually pull back up and create the upper wick on the weekly, but it does not need to. It's bullshit if you say it has to. It hasn't done so yet. It doesn't need to. As long as every pullback is met by resistance in a minor time frame, what we're likely to do is just head back down towards the current weekly candles low, potentially create a lower low. So strong bearish on the weekly. Looking at a daily structure, still bullish. Nothing much has changed in that regard. However, we are forming, and we have a lower high, lower low. Candle probabilities to the downside. Previous candle was obviously a very strong bearish candle. Looking to the left, do have a little bit of margin, not a great deal, but a little bit of margin to next support here on the daily time frame. Seeing we have a lower high, lower low. We really should not pull back up to break our own high. If we do so, then what we likely have done is just grab some liquidity from the downside. Be starting to pop back above this support here to the left. At that point there, we will likely continue to the upside and potentially close the candle back bullish. So I'm just going to mark in the current daily candles high for the beginning, for now, onto the 4-hour, and we have flipped the structure. We definitely have flipped the structure now. So 4-hour is bearish. So we've got now multiple time frames to the downside. We've got the weekly, we've got the 4-hour, the M30, I'm sure is bearish. So the bias is flipped on gold. We're marking again that resistance at the current daily candles high to the left. We're hovering around a support just now. We broke below it. We're breaking below it yet again. We're gonna mark in the next level of support on the 4-hour. We do have some margin. By the looks of it, it may look different on the 30-minute. 4-hour, creating a series of lower highs, lower lows as well. So and probability is about to break low of that previous candle. I'm just going to mark that in. Let's go down to the 30-minute time frame. All right, so we're approaching the low of the current daily candle. Create a pullback. We begin to break the low of the current daily candle. There's a high probability we will continue to the downside. Lower highs, lower lows, momentum to the downside. Every pullback's been met by resistance, creating a lower high, and I'd be looking for continuation below the current daily candles low. Looking to the left, have we got some clean traffic? Yeah, we've got support at this point here. So still enough margin for sure. There's 15 minutes left, guys, to take the breakout. It's not my cup of tea coming from above the support. I do feel if it breaks though, there's a high probability it will continue to the downside. Now, could mark that in. We, to be honest, I wouldn't be interested in looking for any entry until below the current daily candle's low. So closures below the bullish candle would signify to me that would close below the support, and then potential entries below the current daily candle's low upon continuation. So I'm just going to wait for confirmation first of candle closing back below it. Let's see, we've got that 15 minutes left till London Open. I'm going to put sells below. Now, as for buys, sells below the resistance if we do pull back as well. So as for the buys, guys, you often hear me say, well, if we're, especially, well, in this case, we're trending to the downside and we're forming levels of resistance on the move down. If we are to continue bearish, we should not be breaking those levels. If we do so and looking to the left on gold, we have some clean traffic, then what is likely to happen is we'll make a deeper pullback to maybe at that point they retest the structure on the 30-minute time frame around that 2, 3, 3, 4 sort of level. So if we begin to break above and close above 2, 3, 1, 1, 3, 7, 5 roughly, albeit against the bias, albeit against the structure on the minor time frame, we will be creating a higher high at that point there. Starting to pop above that 4-hour support again that I got here to the left as well. The 4-hour will be also breaking its own high, has created a significant upper wick and is now pulling back to create its low wick. Has no need to pull back up and break its own high if it was to continue bearish. If it does so, then likely we may have found support at this level, previous level of resistance, previous level of support here to the left. At that point there, we could potentially look for a buy option as well. So just going to put buys above the resistance. Would I consider buys within the current level? My concern is coming close to London Open, we may just pull back to grab a little bit more liquidity and then end up moving in the same direction as the current trend, which is to the downside. So not as keen on the buys just yet, but we'll see. We'll see how this candle closes in the next 12.5 minutes. I'll tell you if I change my mind on that one. So that is GJ, that is gold. I have now 12.5 minutes left. Not looking at anything on GJ just now. I'll knock off GU. It looks identical to GJ. Identical. So for GU, for anyone interested in trading it, got daily lower highs, lower lows. Once again, it keeps falling back. You do have that clean traffic to the left, but we do continue to form and close daily candles, lower highs, lower lows. Weekly is likely to be, yep, so it's already lower high, lower low, forming a bearish candle. Structure on the daily is bearish, the 4 hours bearish. We've broken a lower high, lower low in the current 4 hour candle into some pretty clean traffic to the left. So it'd be similar on GU. Buys, sells below the current daily candle's low upon continuation or upon a pullback to resistance. And I would have this level now marked in. I'll just drag this down. And I think as long as we remain really below that level, I'd rather sell it. I don't even see any clean areas to buy it. I just drag this up and say sells below that gray zone. Sells below the current daily candle's low upon continuation as well. Very similar to GJ. So that's what I'll be looking at in GU. And let's see if I can knock off NAS. We'll be able to do so very quickly. All right, so NAS is looking a little bit different from yesterday. All right, so starting weekly, pulling back, still very strong bearish candle previous. Have we now created that upper wick? Is this the highest point in the current weekly candle? Well, let's mark it in. Should not need to break it if we were to continue bearish. Seeing we have formed a resistance at it in the minor time frames. On the daily, closed back a bullish candle on the previous daily candle. Still in a downward trend though. Current daily, not a great deal of volume, which does make sense. I'll be marking a low of it, not going to really marking the highs just yet. 4 hours structurally, we are also bearish. Very choppy price action on the move to the upside. I'm just going to mark that level in to the upside. As far as support, I think we had these lows in yesterday. I mean, it's really choppy. Oof. Does look a little bit better on the minor time frame though. So this whole level is basically a 4-hour zone. Again, if in doubt, guys, what you can do is go to the line chart just to give you a better view of what could be the zones to line things up at. So we've got that level there. Let me just drag this across. It taps into these pullbacks multiple times. So I feel that's a pretty good level to have the zone marked in. And that would be therefore mean sells below the current daily candles low could be an option. We're breaking to clean traffic. We're back below that resistance, into the range below that 17,173 sort of level, 172. So definitely look for sells below the current daily candles low upon continuation. That would definitely make sense to me. Structurally, the M30, you could almost argue it's flip bullish if you were to consider this a swing. If that's to be the case, the previous daily did close back bullish as well. So as far as buy options, breaks this resistance, so it's a 4-hour level. We're just chopping about within it, to be honest. It's a tricky area. Yeah, I have to use it so we're on a 30-minute. All right, so if we reject 17,250 sells, that's what we're looking for, anywhere below that level. As long as we get the right confirmation to do so, we start popping above it, we're likely going to head up to 17,306 roughly. So buys above that resistance and sells anywhere below it is what I'd be looking at on NAS. Pretty simple. For anyone who does trade it, that's what I'd be looking at. All right, so let's back to GJ and gold. GJ, nothing just yet. Gold still above that support. We'll watch gold for the time being. All right, so that was around 20 minutes in. Just give me 2 seconds, guys, and I'll say g'day. All right, so who we got on stream today? 36 of you so far, 15 likes, 39 of you, 15 likes. So let's get our number up, guys. Let's let everyone know that I am on stream. This is the place to be. Good morning to you, Lau Ville. Good morning to you. Sharif, good morning, my friend. Steve Dean, hope you're well. Sean, good day to you. Tommy, hope you're well, brother. Sure Effects, I'll have a look at that in a second. Josh, good morning, brother. Ikra, so please enable subtitles so I can understand. I'm pretty sure I have enabled auto subtitles, so I'm sure I have. I'll have a look at it shortly. RS, good morning. Do you mind checking US 30? I'll have a look at it as well. Josh, let's hit likes. That would be fantastic. Let me quickly take a look at the first chart from Astral Effects. I'm pretty sure I know what it would be. Is it GJ? Respected that level I spoke about yesterday. I'm assuming you may have also been looking at getting involved at that particular level. Maybe not. You're okay at opposite. All right. All right. So you're looking at buys from this support. I'm assuming you're already in a buy. Okay. Stop loss below the support, which is where you'd want it to be. Obviously, you're more of a swing trader or intraday trader. So yeah, I think that's a realistic target. And I'm sure you'd be trailing your stop loss once it starts to push a little bit either way. So looks pretty good as far as the levels. So yeah, good luck. See. US 30, the dirty 30. Same as NAS. Exact same as NAS. I'd be doing that. And with if I was to mark in that level, look what it lines up with. You're starting to pop below this resistance to the left. So to me, it's a good level to definitely start looking for sells. I'd be looking at sells below 38,204 flat. This actually looks a bit better than because you don't have this big wick to the upside on the 30-minute, just above the current resistance. So you've got the consolidation that you're currently trading within. So I would like to see a strong, really nice strong closure out of it. So above that 38,277.4, and I'd look for the buys. That's, I think, really simple analysis. But that's the thing, whilst you're consolidating, either side of it, you got some clean traffic. Very simple. Just wait for a candle to close out of it. Don't be a hero and try to predict the move, because it could reject, it may not. And if it doesn't, so be it. But if it does, you'd be feeling so much better about it by not, you know, jumping into it. DJ, nothing. $15-minute bullish engulfing on gold at support. Could be that could be an option, guys. In a heavy downtrend though, risky. With 4 hour, it would be flipping the 4 hour as well. So I think I'm going to look for the same catalyst that I took on the trade last week on stream, which worked really well. But the difference is this is in a downtrend. Last week we're in an uptrend. But could we just be pulling back a little bit further to create grab a little bit more liquidity before the move back down? It has to close above. I will let you guys know if I will get involved. So maybe just line up. I've just opened my magic keys. So it doesn't mean it won't make the move if it doesn't close bullish engulfing, but as the catalyst I want to see in a strong downtrend, that is, I think, to me, significant enough to trust the counter trend entry. It's something I recognize. It's something I would use and look for, obviously, if with prices moving with the trend. Brian Jones, cheers to you. Thank you, my friend. Cheers to you too. Sharif, that US30 looks really, it does. Yeah, it's just a matter of waiting for a clean move out of the consolidation. But to me, it does look very tradable. All right, so back to gold. Let's hit that like button again, guys. Sorry to keep asking, but it's the only way to grow the stream. And seeing I am a new stream, we really would appreciate it. And also, guys, if you haven't subbed, there are still quite a few of you who will watch and aren't subbed. So if you can do so, again, it'd be much appreciated. It just helps grow the stream. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I may do MY tomorrow. I may do it. Not tonight. Not tonight my time. But you need to be following me on IG, because that's where I provide all the updates for the stream and everything. So I may contemplate it. I might do an MY stream. It might not be a really long one. It might be just an hour and a half or 2 hours or something, but we'll see. We'll see anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to send a link into the chat. Again, you guys know the deal. If you do join, please make sure you're watching on another device so I don't lose viewers on the YouTube. And there we go. If you want to jump on, ask questions, or have a chat, so feel free. All right, so gold pulling back. Nothing yet then as far as the counter trend buy. This is not a signal for me to buy it. So I'm going to remove that level. Now, sells below low upon continuation makes absolutely perfect sense. Very risky on the impulse, but it still does make sense, because what we've done is pull back to create lower high. We, again, pulling back down to create lower low. So those sell options are still going to be there. We've got the open now of London, and let's just see. I'm not placing any orders just yet. GJ, nothing for me on GJ as well. I'm just gonna wait. GU is exactly the same as GJ. See, sometimes they look the exact same, other times they move totally opposite direction to one another. Maybe a 5 or 15 minute confirmation could suffice in gold. Just wait and see. Good day to you, Josh. How are you?
Good morning, mate. Not too bad, thank you. How are you?
All good. All good, mate. Just a busy day. Busy day out on the road, so just got in straight on the charts, straight on the stream, and yeah, how much is going on?
Yeah, that's good, man.
EU been moving a little bit independently of GU and some of the other majors. I mean, it now looks more similar, but last week when things were trading, EU was trading stronger to the downside and upside. A fair bit more volume late in EU. A lot of news to come today also, guys. I forgot to check that. We've got some to come in 15 minutes, so well, less than 15 minutes now on the Euro sector, so be very careful of that. German PMI is going to be massive. Obviously, we got French PMI as well. And we have for the pound PMI to come in another hour, just under an hour and a half. So big news day, and also for the US dollar, about now and 45 minutes into NY session. So a lot of news to come. Markets could be a little bit dry until then, but we'll wait and see. We'll watch gold. Subtitles. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I've got auto subtitles enabled. No, it's automatic. It says here, automatic captions available on your video no matter which language viewers use on YouTube. So I'm not sure why it's not. Maybe it's after the stream though, I'm not sure. But it is enabled, so I'm not sure what the deal is, my friend. This is a bit dull. Gold has barely moved. GJ not at a level I want to get involved. Just have to wait. What's US 30 up to? So it's breaking above, but still close below. Yeah, for me, it's still no real confirmation. But I feel it just depends. How does candle form? Did it pop down, pop up, then, or did it pop up, pop down? If it did pop up, then down, breaks its own high again, and it should continue to the upside. Should really continue. All right, so okay, so the open it popped down, then up. By the looks of it, I think if it breaks its own high, it should still continue to the upside because it has had a pullback within the current candle, but it's not a pair I trade, so won't be worried about that. Sean, UJ coming to resistance zone. Let me take a look. Yep. Heard something before on Bloomberg Live that the Bank of Japan have basically said that they know they're waiting to intervene due to lack of strength in their currency. It just keeps capitulating, so not sure what sort of measures they will take, but if that is to be the case, then it could begin to retrace. So as far as a level to look for a sell, then yeah. But if you are looking for a sell, what are you looking for? How did everyone go yesterday? Anyone take any trades after stream or?
I have like a Bitcoin trade around 65k, and it's still kind of running, but it's fighting some resistance at 66k.
Yep. Yeah, made a decent move yesterday. That was lunchtime my time.
Yeah.
Since been a bit choppy.
It has been, yeah.
Well, looks like it has potential. I'm not sure why I rejected here. Yeah, probably with that, obviously, to the left. Daily looks like it can still move though.
Yeah, it's the hopeful sign that it will push up, but I'm a little bit biased that it might just stay consolidation for a little bit until there might be a bigger push later on the week. Yeah,
potentially. I mean, you got that long liquidity wick to the downside of previous current candle is a high, low, high, high. So as long as you know the pullbacks are met by support, it should not need to break its own low for us to continue bullish. So now I'll just be looking to see what levels it could potentially pull back to, and for me, obviously, this is a pretty strong level just here. Around at 65.80, 65.60 sort of level. That could be a potential pullback zone.
Yeah.
If it drops below there, then likely it will come back down to retest the current weekly candles low. So I think buys above that over there is a pretty good option on the pullback, 65.80 roughly.
Yeah, it's probably a bit cleaner as well.
Yep. All right, almost 10 minutes into London Open, GJ beginning to reject. Interesting, tapped into that level and has since melted. And nothing for me on gold, so maybe it's GJ that we're going to be looking at. So for gold, like what I mentioned yesterday, we're at the support. We're in a downtrend at the moment on gold. So what would make me feel more comfortable taking counter trend entries is if this candle closes a strong bullish candle, only to be met by a little bit of minor resistance on the following M15. For instance, like so, because that what that's going to leave us is still with a strong bullish M30 candle. We didn't have a bullish closure on the previous candle, so within the 15-minute candles, we've got strong bullish, weak bearish, closing M30 bullish. And then we start to pop above, as soon as we start to pop above the current candle. Sorry, what am I trying to do? On the following 15 minutes, the first 15 minutes of new M30. For instance, it could be that level there. No one knows. But that would give me the confidence and enough confidence to take it, because if we do form minor resistance, we should not break it if we were to actually continue bearish and create a lower high, sorry, and potentially hit back down and create a lower low. As soon as we begin to break above the resistance minus pause form, then likely what's going to happen is we will continue to the upside and maybe retest this 23.12 sort of level. So if it goes just now, I'm not interested, and just sit tight and wait. So I want to see a 30 closing bullish. Could have bullish engulfing 30-minute. There's still 18 minutes left, so I mean that's the other scenario. But in all honesty, I would not really want to see a weak bullish 15-minute closure on the next candle. If this one was to close strong bullish, that would maybe suggest to me maybe we're exhausting, and we could end up trading back to the downside. We'll see. We've still got time. Set an alert on GJ. Sean was just letting people know about the resistance in case they're interested. All good, bro. Gold rocketing. All good. Would now be potentially forming a morning star pattern, but you don't have the confirmation until this candle closes. But that's fine if it makes the move. I'm just waiting to see how price reacts to 23.12. Don't even have a pause. Markets are a little bit slow at the moment.
I wonder if it's slow due to the fact that we have year news with the PMI.
Yeah, in like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep. Obviously there's a lot of news. There's also the pound in just over an hour from now as well. And also the US dollar, so it could be definitely, as I mentioned before, could be because of that. But we'll see. Let's will it do anything to GJ? Unlikely. Occasionally it does make it do a few little funny things, but let's look at EU. Got the news being released in less than 10 seconds from now. So we'll see. Is EU going to do anything erratic or not? Oh, there you go. How about GJ? GJ as well. Gold was just doing what gold does. So It does impact the pound at times, especially I feel it's the German the German news. So whenever it's anything to do with the German economy, it's red folder. Be careful, be really careful, because it does have a bit of an impact, I find, on the pound. So it came out, flash PMI came out good, but that was for France, obviously. Oh, okay, German's next. So there you go. So even the French, two biggest economies in the EU. Manufacturing PMI came out less than forecast, and less than 50 is deemed a negative. So a bit of a mixed bag as far as the French side of things. It could be a little bit of a precursor to what's to come for the pound, not for the pound, for the German flash PMI, and also potentially for the pound. So German's expected to be better than previous, but still well below 50. With the flash services PMI expected to be above the 50. So same sort of scenario as the French results. And EU has shot up, which is all okay. I'd just be looking for resistance now to form. Anyone who's interested in trading EU or does trade it. There we go, that's perfect, right on, buy level. Yeah, I just look for sales below 160, 106, sorry, 60 on the pullback. Let's get this stream cracking, guys. Come on, hit the like button. Let's do this. The more likes you get, the more likely I do giveaways and that. So there's some sort of incentive for you. And I did 2 giveaways last week, so it'll be a regular thing if you guys help me out. Don't forget to hit the like button. Also, once again, to those who haven't subscribed, make sure to do so. Still, I was looking at the analytics and it was still about 30% of the viewers aren't subscribed. So just help a brother out. Much appreciated. How did German body react? Dropping.
No, it's still, yeah, the DAX drone would look like it's been dropping, but Euro USD looks like it's going to try and push up above resistance.
Potentially, yeah. There's a big level though for it, so
yeah.
Yeah, interesting to see if it does begin to pop above it. I still wouldn't be buying it though. Buying it into more resistance.
I don't think it's the right level for a buy at the moment.
No. Nor do I. I'd be looking to see if it could reject the level that I've got marked in, or could even reject higher up. Really anywhere between 106.60 basically and 106.70 is what I've been looking for rejections to sell it. So tomorrow, Aussie news. Pretty solid week once again for the news. It's always stuff about. So I think there was also some earnings reports from some of the biggest companies. Pretty sure Apple will have reported, some of the banks as well.
Yeah, there was some news about Tesla, about I think it's a bad time to buy their stocks at the moment because what was it? Elon Musk was talking about their what is it? Their trucks or something.
Yeah, been a recall I think on Tesla. It's had a big drop.
Yeah, they had to recall their trucks because I think it was the products was not right. Or something. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but
yeah,
obviously that's going to cause some effect because you know, people are going to want to buy Tesla stocks,
Yeah,
and that does,
yeah.
and that does in some way affect Nasdaq in some way as well.
Well, it is one of the top, exactly top. I think it's in the top 5 or definitely in the top 10. So it's top 7. It's top 7. It's one of the heavy 7, I think they call, or which basically hold the Nasdaq, basically hold up. Just dropped off.
No, I'm here. It's
Oh, yeah?
just
Internet.
yeah, it's the video feed just cut off. I'm just using the phone just to find Nasdaq's obviously the top stocks.
Yep.
And just to get an idea where like Tesla is. Somewhere around here.
Yeah, Tesla was obviously one of those big hype stocks. I think it's Tesla. I think it's wrongly judged as a software company in many ways. Well, it is AI obviously, but their focus is still cars. It's still cars. So I think people have got that a bit wrong.
I think the thing is, people are going to be looking at related tech, and when it comes to tech, it's like they're looking at AI as well. That's going to be the main priority because everyone's been talking about AI from this year to last year. You know how important it is. We can see how important the Gbpjpy is, the AI interaction is. You know, it's quite crucial.
Yep, but again, it could be a bubble as far as stock valuations. I'm not talking about as far as technology, but the actual stock valuations. You're going to see a lot of these companies flying, and the bubble will eventually pop, and they'll come back down to real value, real market value. And it could be the same on Tesla just now.
Yeah, of course.
It's not. It's likely not to come back down to 0, but I mean, it could still keep dropping. I wouldn't be touching it personally. Nvidia is another one. That's like flying. It's like $900 a stock at the moment, share. But that was back at 100 or what. It's ridiculous how far up it's gone in the past a year and a bit.
Oh yeah. So Tesla is number 5.
Yeah.
On the Nasdaq's
I think
top 10.
Is it Microsoft? I think is number 1, and Apple. I think.
No. Apple's first.
Okay, Microsoft
second.
Microsoft did overtake it recently for a bit, but may have dropped back down.
Yeah.
Nvidia, I think, third.
No, it's third place is Alphabet, which is Google.
Oh, Google. Yeah, no, that's right. Google.
Amazon is 4th.
Oh yeah, Amazon. That's that one.
Out of all of them, it had to be Amazon. Tesla's 5th. Meta is 6th.
Okay.
Nvidia is 7th.
Okay, so that also was up higher recently, but it's taken a bit of a tumble. I think it's down 10% in the last week and a bit or something.
Yeah, we of course would have had our, what is it? Is it our first quarter season reports, or is it second? It's one of the two.
Yep.
So that will of course would have updated the information.
Yeah, exactly. As far as market cap.
Yeah. And then the last few bits is PepsiCo. Then you've got Costco.
Yep,
which
Costco
is a very bizarre one because I always find Costco as a retail company more than a tech related,
Oh, it's in the Nasdaq, is it? I didn't even realize Costco was in Nasdaq.
Yeah, it is. It's well, you've got the Costco Wholesale Corporation. So let's see. It would have some other predominant names up into the X stack, like Cisco, and then you've got Intel, Adobe, AMD, all the other Netflix, Starbucks.
Yeah.
all the other stuff, which is quite interesting.
Starbucks, another one.
Yeah,
Tech company.
yeah, but that's
Go figure.
more. I always find Starbucks more towards the US 30 Dow Jones side of the.
Well, that's what I would have thought as well. Nothing at the moment, guys. Sorry, just talking just to keep the stream flowing. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the conversation. If you have any opinion, welcome to send it in. I mean, right now gold is just bouncing with its support, so already to break below cradle or low. So now it's a matter of waiting to see how price reacts to 23.12 and see if we can look for sales below it, or we could start popping above it. No confirmation to buy it. And we still wouldn't have a 30-minute candle closing back bullish. We will just now, but it's made the move within it. So sometimes that happens. GJ as well was never going to buy it into the consolidation back into resistance against the actual M30 structure. So now I'm just waiting to see how it reacts to 191, 22, 23, 25. That's a low. Starbucks is nothing here, man. Not in Melbourne anyway. I think there's only a couple left in Melbourne. Literally like two or something, one or two.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit off. Let me see if I can find something else, because that sounds like really strange.
Yeah, there's not many in Melbourne. It's not a big deal. Because there's so many little independent cafes and they're everywhere. Like every shopping strip, well, every second shop's a cafe.
Yeah.
And they make bloody good coffees. So it never really kicked off in Melbourne. I'm not sure about Sydney and the rest of Oz, but definitely not in Melbourne.
No, I stay away from Starbucks and stuff. It's not ideal for me. It's all about sugar and it's just...
Yeah, I think it got a low calorie version of it, or low their drinks, but I don't know. It's popular in Thailand.
Even if that was the case, you know, you still want to be cautious about how much you're consuming with that type of drink. It's like...
Yeah, exactly.
You can go for get any drinks like neutral cola or
yeah, exactly. It's still
iced teas and stuff like that. They will contain so much sugar.
Yeah, like a lot of shit in them. To be honest, I don't touch it, but it's just me. I'm pretty conscious of what I consume, other than when I'm over in Thailand. I like to enjoy a beer while I'm there, but again, doesn't mean I'm crazy every night drinking.
No.
RS, honestly, we appreciate the opportunity to hear you guys discuss things. It just gives us a better insight and show a process of analysis. Appreciate the comment, my friend. So yeah, I mean, whilst there's, well, for me, it doesn't mean that you guys might not have an entry, but for me, there's no entry. So we just talk about things, kill time. Like I said, you guys are welcome to pop on if anyone wants to have a quick chat. Leas, yeah, I can see it's moving. For me, there's nothing just yet. See how price reacts to this level. Now, the impulse cowboy sells. Issue with it, stop loss. Because I look to potentially sell if new count pops up and taps into 191.368, the high of this resistance. The next swing point isn't till 191.70. So that would mean a 33.6 pip stop loss off the top of my head. Not too keen on that. So I'm just going to wait and see how I react to this level. I know it's a level I could start playing for sells. Not going to buy into it because we're at resistance. So I just want to see now how price reacts to it. Sean, all good, man, all good. Tomorrow I'll be on earlier, so take note of that. I'll be on at 6:30 AM UK time. Let's just see how GJ reacts. The only other option,
okay.
But go on. Actually, just quickly, man, I just want to say this. The only other option would be if the candle pops up, taps in the high of the current candle, sell it. But your stop loss is way too narrow. It's way too small above this point here. It'd be about a 7 pip stop loss. Yeah, I'm not keen on that too. Wow. Well, there you go.
Oh my god.
Well,
USD's just pushed. Oh my god.
and I told you guys, don't discount Euro news for the pound. When else is it's zero news? It's not going to do shit.
Oh my god.
Bullshit. I see it happen regularly. Especially at German news, it has more of an impact. Germany is the biggest economy in the Eurozone, isn't it? Ahead of France.
Yeah, German, then France. Oh my god.
But let me have a look at Euro. Wow. How's that?
That is gone beyond the resistance there.
Yep, GU's at the resistance, but it looks like it could continue. For me, there's just no way to get involved in all this. So now the options change a little bit. You reassess. Still got plenty of time within this candle, but now I'll be looking to see how price reacts to 191.65 roughly. Rejects. But if we do close a strong bullish candle above this resistance we've just broken, then the other option is to wait for a pullback to 191.40 to retest that level, 370 roughly, and then start looking for buys. So you just reassess as candles print. You need to reassess. Sometimes the news will often high impact news will do something like this. Makes things a little bit difficult, but also a good thing that it does is open up the areas of consolidation, especially if it closes strong. Just look at that. We've made, well, clean move up, consolidated. Now you can say a high low. Seeing if we do close above anyway, and a high, clean move back up. So now we're starting to trend a bit. So once again, be looking to see where price could potentially pull back to. It's 191.370 roughly. Anywhere really above 191, probably 30. I'd be keen to look for buy options. Now, it could still pull back a little bit further and you can buy it, but I would want it to stay above really this resistance that I've got marked in based off the 4-hour. If it remains above that on the pullback, I'd be preferring the buy options, because current daily is also now flipped on its head. If it does pull back, where could it form support? Again, go down 30 minute, 191.370 to 300 really, 191.30. A little bit disappointing on numbers today, only 30 going on. A man doesn't call a trade for one day and people jump off.
Yeah.
How about last week? Calling him left, right, and center. Silent, what's up? All good, man. How are you? Bullish and golfer? That definitely was. Look at EU. How's that from bullish and golfer? That works like many people right now in EU buys.
That's just crazy.
Yep. And there's more of it to come. So again, that could be the precursor. We've got the next one in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Well, how did it come out? Wow. Flash service PMI. Wow. Crazy. And even the flash manufacturing PMI came out better than previous, still worse than the forecast.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I can understand why there's a bit of strength. German economy returns to growth in April. French economy stabilizes. Sorry?
Which is not too bad, especially if we were talking about yesterday about the economy state and like housing markets and pricing and stuff, you know. So it's good that Euro in some ways taking the right direction, looking like it's going back to normal.
Yep, potentially.
So I managed to dig up some more information about the top companies for NASDAQ. So this is definitely the updated list. The last one was just not so much.
Yep.
So in numbers, so Microsoft is first, and then Apple is second.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Microsoft overtook Apple recently.
Yeah. Then you got Nvidia third. Amazon
There we go.
Still fourth. Nvidia.
Did say that too.
Yeah, and then you got Amazon that's still fourth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then you got Meta, that's fifth. Broadcom is sixth, which is interesting. Then you've got the Alphabet Class A and C
Okay.
joint numbers. Then you got Costco after that. Then you got Tesla, which is like ninth.
Yep, so Tesla's dropped out of the top 7.
Yeah. So we obviously just mentioned about Tesla's stock and how people are not buying anything just because of what's been happening with the news related about Musk and why Musk is putting out their productions. This is obviously going to be one of the reasons, but it's also because of their report earnings from the past,
Yeah.
not even from this year, but from last year's quarter sequence. It's been terrible.
Really bad. That plus there's a lot more competition now coming out of China when it comes to the EV market. And like I said, as much as they might, you know, call it a tech stock or whatever, it's a car company. That's what Tesla basically is. Yes. And they got a lot of competition coming out of China, and they're making vehicles a lot cheaper, obviously, than what Tesla are. So I think they've now come out and said that they're looking into producing cheaper models of all their cars.
Which makes sense, because if you're looking at the production costs of these vehicles that China's producing, it's going to be so much cheaper because they know what they're doing compared to what Musk is doing. You know, it is a big competition, as you just said, and I would not be surprised if they do overtake Tesla's
dominance
expectations and dominance.
Yeah, essentially.
Because, you know, I was listening to some of the report earnings from last year, how they were disappointed with the earning reports because they were expecting to pull out these trucks and their production so early, but because there was so much complaints and there was so much issues, they had to have delays. That obviously hit so much expectations, and now you can see the aftermath. They even said, I would not be surprised that this year is going to be a little bit of a down trip for them because of what's been going on with their delays and their expectations from people's feedbacks.
Definitely. I agree. Could definitely be. Silent JJ was touching for our demand level, was it? Yeah, in my opinion, touch it here. But I know we look at things differently, so you might be saying this level, fair enough, but for me, it doesn't mean there was any confirmation. Again, I'm a scalper. I'm in and out markets quick. I'm looking at that thinking I'm buying it into resistance, into consolidation. So I'd rather wait for the sell optional reaction to this resistance, and obviously since the news has been released for the euro, it's pumped. Nothing I can do about that. RS for EU, we will have resistance at 1.7, which price could drop from 1.7. Psychological round number. So it's definitely a level that price could reject. Let's look at it in higher time frames and let's just see. It doesn't line up with anything. Well, it does. Look at that. I mean, it's never going to be spot on, but
no,
it's pretty much at it. Let's go back to candlestick settings. So it's a 4-hour support. So yeah, definitely a level it could react to. I'd like to see how price does react to it if it does reject. So you could almost mark in a zone just there, I feel. That previous 4-hour support that price broke out of 2 weeks ago at the end of the week, and it's not yet retested, or now tapped into it basically. Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think that's a good point. That's where it could definitely head to, and see how price reacts to it. We'll keep an eye on gold for the time being. GJ's probably a little bit of a mess also for the news to come. Renuka. Hello man, can I know your win rate if you don't mind? Win rate, well last year it was up around, so just depends, because I've seen some streamers don't include bloody break evens as affecting their win rate, which it does. I used to include that, and it was still like 71.5 or 72 roughly. If I didn't include break evens, it was well over 80. Well over 80%. I don't actually have the record for this stream. I should be. I know though. It's been. I think it's 4 wins. I think it's 1 or 2 losses on stream. Can't remember. And about 3 break evens. 4 or 5 wins. I've called other trades because I only trade gold and GJ. Bought some ripping trades on other pairs though. Yeah. So the win rate last year was good though. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. I was just gonna say I find it interesting that people don't publish their win rate, but in some degree, it makes me wonder if people don't want to put them up there because you lose viewerships, and then people will be like, I'm gonna go for the person that has the highest win rate, if that makes sense.
Or some people are very simple, that's what they're looking for, and some don't document it right. Like I said, I look at one other guy who's got hundreds of people watching him on daily, and he does not include the break evens. So I feel I should let my stats go up a bit, seeing I am a new stream, get a few trades under the belt, and then I can start documenting it. But for now, I'm just happy to put trades taken. And for those of you who've been here regularly, you know what the deal is. Been pretty good start to the new stream. First week was nothing. The charts were terrible. I think the first week and a half or 2 weeks, the charts were shit house. There was like 1 or 2 trades. I think it was 1 trade and it was a win, and 1 break even or something. And after that, it's opened up a bit. Last week and well, this week, not really, nothing yet.
No.
But it comes to go. It is what it is.
Yeah, either way, it's all about as long as you stick to your plan, then that should always matter. You're not jumping in conclusion.
No, that's something I'm really big on, just sticking my plan, not jumping in for the sake of it, just to find something for the stream, because I learned that lesson. I learned trading significant funds as well when I first started streaming back in the old stream.
Yeah.
Trying to find something that I never would take on my own, and yeah, you get wrecked. But then I think I went on a massive winning streak on that stream. I had like 18 in a row, and personally at that time I had like 24 wins in a row on gold.
Yeah.
I was on a really good win streak at that point. And that was all documented too.
Yeah. You know why people have these specific win rates, or well, not win rates, but winning streaks? It's because they only stick to 1 to 2 trades. They don't go overboard.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And ruin their own equities and their own self-confidence. Because the more you take, then you're likely to ruin your self-confidence.
I always say it. I always say it to the guys I coach. I said it yesterday on stream. I could trade less and make more than 90% of other traders out there.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm likely going to win on most occasions. So in the meantime, they've put their account under severe stress, trading it 50 times a month or whatever. I've traded maybe 15 to 20 times. And my return is much better. So people think you got to trade to make money. Not necessarily. You got to take quality trades because there's more high probability in those trades, and you're likely going to get a decent return if you do get the entry right. Doesn't mean you're always going to get it right, but yeah, that's just my 2 pops. And you ask the guys that I coach, a lot of them said to me since they've started and realized that everything's changed and they're so much more confident in charts, they're not as stressed, they're always jumping in our trades and not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
They know some days are not going to be a trading day and they can accept it, not like before. Win rates have gone up a hell of a lot. Heaps.
Yeah, which is fantastic. You need to have that set of rules, especially if it's in your journal or your notes or your sticky notes or whatever that you hang up on your desk and say you are going to take only 1 or 2 trades because that's your plan. And as long as you know your plan, instead of jeopardizing your own plan, then you're actually winning.
you know, I've said this before last week, how we're fighting against the market and we're fighting against the institutions and the banks, how we should be staying in second place instead of trying to jump into the first place with the rest of the sharks, because they will eat you up if it goes the wrong direction, you know.
Yep, 100%. 100%. That's why I don't anticipate. I wait for it to show me what it wants to do, and then I try to get involved. But silencers on a newbies ask you for a win rate. It's all about risk to reward in this game. Yeah, it has its place, obviously, but you guys know my opinion of it because I always manage my trades and I trade fixed lot sizes. So RS, I've done some research and it seems like a lot of traders are insane with the win rate they record. They would have trades that lost a lot, but they don't close unless it makes a few pips. Oh, really? It's always best to judge based on analysis accuracy rather than win rate. Yeah, well, that's a good one. I would say my analysis is on point, probably honestly 90% of the time. When I look back the next day at levels, it reacts, or reacts to that I think it could reject or whatever. A lot of time it does, but yeah, I mean, having said that too, a lot of those guys maybe they don't manage their losses, and their losses are massive on some of them. They outweigh a lot of wins, so I'm different in that respect too, because I prefer to manage my losses. So I've also researched SMC traders have low winning rate but make all back in one trade, and more because of the risk reward. Yeah, that's fair enough. Again, that's fair enough. Each to their own. Look at GJ reject. All right, what are we going to get on GJ now?
It's it looks like it's following the same suit as EU.
So use yep. GJ, the issue with it is the news. There is obviously a lot to come in 43 minutes from now, just under. Yeah. It's going to say if this closes bearish engulfing in the M15 and closes back below this range, you have to use the current 15, which will be the previous obviously, as your stop loss. What that's going to do is close the M30 back basically at its low, maybe even back bearish, and then upper wick, sell it. But that's coming towards the news. Not as comfortable with it just yet, so we'll see. Gold, what I want to see just now is exact same type of scenario on gold. This candle begins to flip and closes back bearish engulfing. What we're going to have is a 30-minute candle closing back bearish, long wick to the upside, suggesting we'll grab liquidity at this resistance. So we have tapped into a level. We have a little bit more room to potentially head up, but we have actually tapped into a level, so we could begin to reject. And therefore, if that is to be the case, I'd look to sell on the following candle. That is what I'm looking at just now. So I want gold to close below this bullish candle's low. That's going to close the M30 back bearish, give me my confirmation of resistance. And very similar thing on GJ, but GJ is not, in my opinion, as probable because the news. I probably wouldn't bother with it. So we'll see. 11 minutes remaining. Let's see what gold does. It closes near its low. I'd want it to close back bearish though. Definitely want it to close back bearish. Not necessarily have to engulf, but it has to close near its low.
I would like to see it flip, to be honest.
Flip bullish, you mean, to buy?
Yeah, going bullish, I mean, yeah.
Alright. Interesting. Wait and see. Wait a little bit longer. EU. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on gold. GJ open on my minute trade in case it does begin to do what I want it to do. So GJ has to close again, like I said, either very weak bullish or close back bearish. But I wanted to close at least below some of this to the left. So go back to the 4 hour. All right. Go over to the M30. We don't want it to close below. It still looks like the same level, to be honest. We'll see anyway. Alrighty guys, 29 likes. Let's get it up there. We did it last Thursday, I think it was. We got up to like 90 something likes. We had almost 100 on stream last Wednesday or Thursday. And I got a few dislikes after calling a nice win and then actually taking a win. Can't please everyone. It's hard to please everyone. Probably people in the opposite trade in the opposite direction and got burnt. Here we go. So gold's flipped. Are you in buys right now?
Yeah, I'm not in a massive buy. I'm being a little bit biased though. The one I'm on right now is about 23.05. So it's not like a massive difference at the moment. Just it hasn't run that badly, but again, my lot size is not that massive. It's only like 0.04.
Yeah. Well, at least you're honest about.
Yeah, it's just trying to be sensible with the long this week, especially early of the week. You don't want to go too crazy. I know the good days are normally like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays in the market compared to Monday and Fridays.
That's what I was, always. That's what I thought and was always told as well.
Yeah, but sometimes you always want to take every day as a caution, you know.
Yeah, no, every day you need to be cautious, especially if it's capital on the line.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you best just to go to a casino.
Yeah, exactly that. And you know where that's gonna go.
Yeah, well, not good. Just remember not to lock the kid in the car by accident.
No.
Oh god, sad, but it has happened quite a lot of times. Yeah, don't think so much now, but in the past it used to happen.
Yeah.
That's sad, man. When people forget they got the kid in the car. Into like full-on gambling zone, focus and come back. It's passed out.
I just don't get it. You know, it's like, do people have their priorities right these days? I mean,
oh mate, you never ever do that.
No.
I mean, my boy's 8 years old and I panicked if I left him in the car for a second by himself.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's just, it's fucking wild on how that occurred.
Where's that happened? That's crazy. It's illegal. Yeah, of course it's illegal. I mean, it happened here years ago. It happened quite a few. It was just uncanny. It happened like 2 or 3 times and come back, kid's dead because no air in the heat. Just disgusting. Obviously, you get sent to the big house, behind bars, but it is just. It's horrible. Hey, anyone can do it. Even to a dog as well. It's sad. It's disgusting how you could do that.
Yeah.
Luckily, a few times passing bys. You guys know what I mean. People passing by have seen.
Yeah.
It's like a kid crying or whatever in the car and broke in, smashed the windscreen, smashed the window.
Yeah, because you know, a lively being is more worth than like a car, you know.
More exactly. You can always replace a car, but you can't replace a life, can you? So.
No.
GJ's a bit nasty right now. These wicks are not great. I really rather look for the seller. I'm not happy buying it based off the 15-minute. It's just not me. And this 30-minute leaving long wick, for me, I'd be looking at buyers above, if anything, and I'm not doing that because that's into resistance. So, like I said before, I really want this candle to close strong. If I was to look for buyers moving forward, I really want it to close strong up near its high. Thing is, with the news about, it's likely going to either pump it or melt it. If it's anything like the euro, it's going to pump it yet again.
And knowing the fact that it's in the UK, I am a little bit skeptical that it's not going to pump it. Just prior to the fact, again, we spoke about how with all this pricing, the pricing manufacturer index is including people buying things, and as far as I remember, of course, are people going to want to buy things at the moment? I mean, depends on the circumstances. If they need to get a car, obviously they need to buy a car for work reasons or traveling, I suppose, to get to one place to another. But it's difficult to put down because of what's been going on with like interest rates and wage inflation and all that stuff. I don't know if people are going to want to buy things. They want to start saving.
Well, that's the other issue. Even with paying your everyday bills and that, a lot of people can't afford to save. So
no,
that's an issue. So yeah, so I know what you mean. I tend to agree.
No, I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to make ends meet, and it's starting to become a little bit trickier trying to save money. But that's a harder mission, trying to save money. But obviously there's a lot of people nowadays that can save money, which is great. I'm happy for them. But there's other people from different classes that they can't, not because they buy expensive shit. Maybe that's some of the reason, but because
some have made
expensive.
Yeah. No, sorry, mate. Sorry to cut you off.
That's right.
Yeah, no, true. And some have made bad decisions in the past as well, and paying a price for it. So a lot of people have been forced to use credit as well as just a way to get around things. And obviously you got to pay it back. So it's not easy. It's really not easy times. I mean, we hear it all the time with our business. Family business in the background, we speak to people regularly about things, and it obviously has a big impact because suppliers are down, which means businesses are obviously down, which means the consumer isn't spending, obviously, so they don't have money. It's a ripple effect across the board. But I mean, luckily for us, our business is still quite a good one. It's still going well, still going strong. But
of course, I was associated with two people, very nice people. They had their own self-employment business. It was like a cafe and stuff like that, which was a really good cafe. I really enjoyed it. But then when COVID and pandemic started, you can see that things were starting to change with prices, and the bills were starting to get more expensive.
yeah,
So they were struggling to make ends meet. So in the end, they had to tie down their business because they can't afford losing more money. And it was kind of a hard problem.
it is very, very difficult. I mean, we copped it, but luckily we survived it and we come out pretty strong at the moment. But yeah, but it has had a massive impact. All right, so gold is closing. Well, so is GJ. So we're all the currency pairs. The 30-minute candle, the hourly is about to close in 30 seconds. In my opinion, I still don't have the right confirmation. It's not a strong enough catalyst. All we've got is a 15-minute resistance. We don't have a 30-minute, which is generally the time frame I execute upon. And this candle's closing back bullish. So it does look like it's exhausting, but I personally don't have a strong enough confirmation. But I feel it sells below 2,306.97. Probably the best option right now. But again, I don't just take the best option at the time. I wait for what I believe is my catalyst, my perfect option. And again, what I deem to be a really nice entry, or, you know, give me the right confirmation answer, may be very different to the rest of you. But for me, I don't have it right now. So I just do me. I be patient, because I know in the long run, that's what works for me. So not taking anything on gold right now. Yeah, wait and see. Wait and see on gold. GJ, nah, nothing. Nothing whatsoever for me to trust it. And again, it's not worth it knowing that there's news to come in just under 30 minutes from now. So yeah, so hopefully you guys respect it. It's not, I'm always just going to jump into a trade for the sake of it. As far as probabilities, if it breaks a lot of that candle, it is likely going to head down. But again, I don't just jump into it because it hasn't ticked the box for me just yet. But make of that what you will if you want it, up to you guys, but I'm not jumping in. Open of new hourly, could be just creating slower wick. Hourly to close a strong bullish candle. Never hurts to go down or go up the time frames. You sold gold? Alright. Well, I think if it breaks the low of the previous candle, you could be in for a decent move. But just be wary, the open of the new hourly, it's just over a minute and a half old, and it's pretty much not creating any upper wick. Doesn't necessarily have to. Breaks a lot of the previous, it really should not do so. If it was to continue bearish, but and if it does so, likely what's starting to grab liquidity and it'll end up pushing back to the upside. So if that candle closed maybe a doji, I would maybe have considered a tiny entry, because that would represent potential reversal. Still closed bullish, albeit weak. So again, it's just not enough of a confluence for me to enter. And the more important thing is, how do you rate your trade? Is it an entry that ticks the box for you? If it is, fantastic, because it's looking pretty good. But if it's something you just, you know, on the flip, just sold or whatever, you should probably know why you sold it. So it's pushing a bit now. Yeah, so if anyone did take a blow low, I'd get to break even. Very early into the hourly, you had more than 10 pips on the table just then. Gold being gold, could do anything. Look at that. Pop straight back up. So.
And EU is now dropping as well.
EU? Yep. It looks pretty good in the 15-minute goal. It's been making some decent moves within the range.
It's not too bad.
And I feel if it flips, then it is likely going to push up. Especially if it breaks like the previous candle. But I'm not getting involved because I don't have any targets. For me, it's right at that resistance, so I wouldn't be keen on buying it. Best thing is the 5-minute, but I don't trade off the 5-minute. It's US 30 done. Has it made a move? Try to. So it's retested that resistance and it's remaining above it. Could just consolidate now. Again, it's about volume. Right now, I don't trust it. But come closer to MY and then be an option. I mean, if you've got a nice bullish engulfing candle, then I probably would trust it. But I don't trade this particular asset, so I'm not going to bother with it. $30.30. Anything on GJ? Do I have a pause? Don't even have that. Gold is just range bound without giving me my right confirmations to trade it range bound at the moment. All good. What have I got on the agenda? Yeah, so gold would have had to be in a quick in and out move.
Would that be from like the 5-minute time frame, or how would you see it?
Yeah, I think 5 minute was the only thing that gave any sort of confluence, but that's higher up, obviously.
Yeah.
So basically, what's that?
I was gonna say the 2300 would probably be the best option to take a buy.
Yeah,
Because that's likely the only potential.
psychological round number.
Yeah.
And we bounced back above it after dropping below it. We did close below it
Yeah.
earlier today and straight back up. So yeah, I agree. I think that's definitely the psychological round number. Price coming back down to start looking for your options to potentially buy it.
Yeah.
And for me, still closure below support 2298.38 is at that point there. Well, I can go and retest the current daily candles low and continue. "21 minutes remaining on GJ. Got the news coming up, so not keen on really much on GJ, to be honest, right now. What do you got on today, mate? You got any plans or?
I've got to make some phone calls, explain to them about my rental stuff going on, and cut down like the plans. Like I've got insurance I need to speak to them about, finish it off,
Nice
and
one.
you know, try
All
and
that
get all that out.
boring stuff.
Yeah, well, because I'm off for work for a week, I might as well just take the opportunity to get it all done before next week. Because if I leave it all in the last minute, for example, you know, you're just going to waste your own time.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just going to panic.
Stress yourself out.
Yeah. Where if I can get all this done, then I don't have to pay for like the outstanding bills or anything for next month.
Yeah.
Because because I think majority of the bills have already been paid up to maybe next month, but then that would be the last bill, you know.
Yep. True, I'm going to go over your PDF today. Okay, yep. That was from quite a while ago, so it's pretty different now, but still it's got a lot of good valuable information in it.
If you got any plans for tomorrow? I know it's a little bit late for you right now, but
Tomorrow, yeah, gonna be doing a little bit of stuff for probably of course, maybe some content.
yeah.
Gym, definitely be in gym at some point. Do have supposed to have 2 coaching sessions, I think, with people from the US in the morning, my time, which is their evening,
Yeah,
which works really well time wise.
yeah, that's cool.
I may be training MY today, or tonight, my time today, because I got a session with that the lady I do coach at Trace Naz,
Okay.
and I'm considering potentially doing 2 streams tomorrow.
Very nice.
Maybe, I'm not guaranteeing it, but I might do MY as well.
Yeah.
But you
Try
guys
and
need
get
to
it.
help me. You guys need to like it. You need to share. You need to get. I need more viewers on the stream. So I know there's a lot of there's a lot of competition in London as well.
Oh, there is. Absolutely.
It's a heap.
But I think at the same time, there are people out there who got their own fan base, yes, but they go private nowadays. They, you know, you go for the New York sessions, they go to do the Zoom sessions, private Zoom sessions, instead of staying on YouTube, you know,
Yeah.
because they have the number of people that they can pay the content for them that they do every month or year or whatever. So it's kind of like making your money's worth, where, you know, for the YouTube culture is a bit of hit or miss. You know, sometimes it depends on the circumstances, like if it's FOMC week or if it's like NFP week, you can normally get good numbers, but if it's just like ordinary week, then it just depends, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a bit up and down, but it's all good. I'm in it for the long haul, so
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty boring session again. Yeah, same as yesterday.
Yeah. It hasn't been exciting today, to be honest. There was only that potential
Nah.
buy. I think that would have been it, realistically. But that would have been like early hours, like Asian session. It wouldn't have been like now.
Yeah, it's really just been movements without more for me the right confirmation. Again, it doesn't mean that for someone else it's not the right confirmation,
No, of course.
but for me it's just not. So
You only can go for what you've made. That's literally it.
well, that's it.
I think I'm going to call it a day, get my stuff sorted, and then, you know, have a chill afternoon, really.
Not a problem, bro. Not a problem. There's not much happening. News is about to come out, so I might just stick around for that and just see where it's at. But
Yeah.
likely not to get anything. Yeah, we'll see. But I appreciate you joining.
No worries, mate. You have a good evening.
Yep, you have a good day.
Yeah,
I'll likely probably catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, probably will, yeah.
No worries, man. Take care.
Mate. Bye-bye.
All right. RSAU. Well, it's out of support and a previous resistance. Broken above a resistance on the 4 hour, potentially pulling back down. Let's see if that's a 30-minute level resistance. It is. All right, this is good. At a confluence, all right. So we are at a level of previous resistance. We're pulling back to retest it. So what I could just do now is drag this across the most recent support. And we know that if we start to pop below it, start to close below it, we're back below that 4 hour resistance. We've got clean traffic to the left and we're likely going to head down. So I'd be waiting for closures below 64,450. Below support formed at current daily candles low for potential sells. Yeah, and that's a potential entry point, because once again, if we are to continue bullish, then we should respect levels of support formed within the current daily candle. If we begin to pop above it, close below it, I'm likely going to fill it down to the range below, which do have some clean traffic to the left. Yep, so there's the current daily candles low. As for buys, I think this stage is very choppy. Got that level there, looks pretty clean above it. Yeah, you're running into that resistance a little bit higher up. I think if you get a nice strong closure above it, maybe you miss the first impulse up, let it pull back, form a support above 64,650. That could be a potential buy option. Otherwise, if it does make a clean move up, I need to reject 64,64 roughly, 65, and potentially could sell it back down. GJ 12.5 minutes left. Long old day. Sure, if you're in US30 buys, okay, I'll check it out in a sec. Gold pushing back up. Paul Liss, how about GU? All right, let me quickly look at US30. Sure, you're in buys, okay. So you're taking it as a broke above the pause. Have you got a 15 closure or something? Yep, nice closure to 15. It would be really nice now seeing it looks like it may have popped straight up and now it's popping down, creates lower wick. If this breaks zone high, then likely it's going to make a nice move to the upside. Again, I just don't know of the volume this time of day for US30. I don't trust, I don't watch it. I have no idea if it will make the move, but it looks like it definitely could. If this was MY, that's 100%. I'd be looking at getting involved in that trade as well. So I think pretty good option. Thank you for the sub. GU, so GU looks very similar to GJ, but it's at a level of resistance. So what I mentioned before on GU is if we start to pop below 21.23.560, at that point there, we're starting to pop back below the previous level of resistance. Starting to head back towards back below the 4 hour. It's a little bit lower down actually, but I feel anywhere below really 123.560 should be right. We're just tapped into that level at that point there. So we're starting to form a support around this level. Now if we begin to pop below it, it look like we may consolidate for a while, but obviously with news to come it's probably going to move. But if we start to close below this consolidation back in the range below, I'd be looking definitely for my sell options. Aside from that, as for the buys right now, I mean, if this candle closed bullish engulfing on the M15, it's going to close this candle back bullish after tapping into this resistance. It's going to close it with a long wick to the downside, so we've grabbed liquidity from the previous range below. And then what's likely to happen is price will just, on the open of the new candle, shoot straight up without needing to make really much or any of the lower wick. However, once again, trade at your own will, because right now we have, how long? 8.5 minutes until high impact news. So that's my opinion of it. But either way, the news is likely to make this thing move. So probably need to wait and reassess later on, to be honest, mate. That's my shot at it right now. All good. No worries, mate. All good. All good. I mean, another option, this could present after the news. We've got a pause just now. We've got a nice move to the upside. We've got a pause now on the M30. So, not in the 15. So if we get a nice strong, let's just say in the following M15 candle, or preferably the 30, seeing it's actually got that one candle pause on the 30-minute time frame, as opposed to the little swing on the 15-minute time frame. But there might be two options. So what I'd be looking for is candle to close significantly above the bearish candles. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to close above this level of resistance, but what we've done here is create a low, since created a higher low, higher high. This could potentially be the higher low. Now, if we engulf or wiped out those sellers, what I would be looking for is price to pull back to tap into that pause, tap into the high of that bearish candle to grab some more liquidity, set the sell limit order, stop loss below, back in the range below, in anticipation of once it taps into that previous level of minor resistance, that pause on the 15 and 30, it's going to bounce off it and continue with the trend to the upside and potentially come up towards 123.90 roughly. So that could be a potential option. Now, what that will look like on the M30 will mean obviously you need to wait a little bit longer for that scenario to play out. But if this candle closes back bearish, then this looks a little bit cleaner. I'll be waiting for the next candle to close somewhat like this. Same scenario. Sell buy limit, sorry, back at the high of the bearish candle in anticipation. Still above this most recent resistance on the 30-minute. If we engulf, we're likely going to be above this resistance here to the left. Now, if we pull back, we're likely just grabbing liquidity till we for us to have the momentum, begin to flip, and potentially head back up. So that is a potential option, but that requires patience. It requires waiting a little bit. But that's all I can see, because the news, what it's likely to do is going to make it move big time. So it's probably going to, I mean, it could retest 123.90 within the same candle, or it could come crashing straight back down towards the current daily candle's low. So I'll wait around just to see the immediate reaction of the news. I mean, I'm not really liking gold, to be honest. Bearish engulfing is the only way I would consider anything on the M30. But kind of lacking volume at the moment too, and I feel it could be possibly because obviously there is also the same news to come out for the US dollar later on. Similar scenario on GJ as what I mentioned on GU. But let's see, I just want to see what the spreads are at, if they're starting to widen. Still reasonable. Still quite good actually, below a pip. Now it's flipping. What do you guys reckon we're going to be doing at the release of news? You reckon we're going to pump to the upside on the pound, or are we going to sink? Well, these forecasts are pretty good. I mean, it's slightly less than the previous, but still well above 50. I'm going to go with the same direction as the euro, so I'm going to say it's going to pump. But I'm not buying it, and off the back of that, I'm just made up buying it. But if I had to choose, I think it may go up. But again, not interested in trading it just now. I mean, gold doesn't look too bad. If discount closes weak bullish. I'm talking about for a sell. Breaks low, but see, 2 minutes until the news. DJ spread still below a pip. That's pretty good. Dope. How are you, man? Long time. Don't think I've seen you on this new stream. Welcome. Nice to see you back. Thank you, my friend. Nice to see you. Hope you are. Just found you? Oh, nice one, brother. Make sure to subscribe. Done. Nice one. All right, we've got 40 seconds, 45 seconds remaining until the news. Spreads are still calm at the moment. I mean, if this were any other day, buys would be decent. Bullish engulfing 15 minute, just based off that. You've still got 30 closing back bullish. I think I mentioned it before. Long wick to downside. It would be an option, but I'm not buying the news, not trading the news. Gold popping back up. This is not what I want to see. Don't want it to close too strong. All right, GJ, let's see. The news is being released right now. Up she goes. There we go. So I was right in my prediction. No low wick. Could it just be grabbing liquidity potentially? How about cheeky sell on the flip? Yeah, I don't trade the news, so I'm not going to be doing it, but you'd be looking at about 17, 18 pips stop loss. Gold doesn't look bad. Don't like that closure on the 30, but the 15 looks okay. The 15, you got a weak pause, a weak bullish candle pause forming support. And if we are to continue bullish, we should not break the low of that previous 15-minute bullish candle. If we begin to break it, likely heading back down towards 2,300 roughly. US 30 looks like it might drop. Yeah, it's retracing again. I just don't trust the volume. GJ still pumping. GU. Yep, so ripping to the upside. GU wasn't really affected this time. Will trades show up on the screen, mate? I do show them up. I do. If I do take a trade. Getting bloody late for me though. The only thing, and this is not a bad entry, gold below 2306. You can go below the bullish candle, you can go below the bearish candle. Alright, I'm looking to take a gold entry. And I've opened up a trade just now. So my entry is 8.8. I'm getting to break even too, by the way. I've got 8 pips, well, had 8 pips on the table. Sometimes it's just how it is, guys. It moves. It moves really fast and it's likely going to take me out, but it's all good. I got in at 2,305.88. It's a little bit late to the entry. Should have been probably a tad earlier, below the bullish candle. So I'm about to get taken out, break even. It's a quick trade. Yep, I'm out. That's all right. Almost had it, almost got there. But now it's broken a lot of the previous candle. It should continue down. But it's just late for me. I want to go off and make dinner. I've got things to do still. High time. But yeah, if you are in it, I mean, you could still, the entry, you could pretty much enter now. It's broken a lot of that bearish candle, which was the previous 30-minute candle, lower high, lower low. So it should be right to continue the downside. How you can manage it, if it breaks zone high yet again, I'd start cutting because it has lower high, lower low, it has no need to pull back and break its own high yet again. So I'm looking good for continuation to the downside. Almost got to the point where I start securing, but that's it. Just a quick one. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it. Yeah, sorry I didn't give the levels out quick enough. It's not easy sometimes. That's why I say you guys need to follow along and listen to what I say, and you can potentially find something. Alright, so before I head off, make sure you hit the like button if you have not done so. Once again, if anyone is interested to know of any of the services I do provide, link or how you can contact me is down below. Also, make sure to follow me on all the different social media outlets. You can find all that once again in the description down below. John Sparks, hold the cells. Yeah, I think it's a good option too. I think it's a good option, really. But again, I want to go make dinner. It's late for me. I've got plenty to do still, so my day is nowhere near over, and I've been up since 5 AM and it's already almost 6, well, it's after 6:30 PM. Thank you for analyze. Have a nice day, Bill. No, not a problem. Is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so you probably would have maybe just had your turn just then. So nice move. Analysis looks like it is correct yet again. But yeah, that's what I'd be looking at. Don't, if you're bull to hang around on that, keep the trade open a bit. Once again, that is it. That's what I've been looking at. RS, no problem. Everyone else, yeah, it's looking nice now. So, all right, nice move, nice move. GU, hope it goes to the moon. Wow, looks like it. Yeah, so now GJ, you just need to wait for it to pull back. It just pumps now. You're looking at pullbacks to 190, 170. The support form above it to buy it. Gold, just let it now create its move. If it moves back down and respects 2300 roughly, support formed around that level, I'd be looking for buys to take it back up. It's just trading range bound at the moment. If it begins to break the support formed just above the current daily candles low, with the options just below 22.98.30 for sells, and in continuation sells below current daily candles low at 22.95.63. That's what I'd be looking at. Yeah, so well done. I think worth a shot, and it's still a good trade. It's still looking good, so you guys should be right if you are in it. Yeah, so that's about it. Don't forget the like button way up. I will likely drop an MY update video. I'm not 100% sure if I have the time to do it today. If not, otherwise I'll see you guys at 6:30 AM UK time tomorrow. Until then, trade safe. Bye for now. Cheers, guys.